Imagine stepping into a courtroom where logic bends, the truth hides behind laughter, and justice wears a crooked smile. In today's case, we're not just observing a trial, we're peeling back the curtain on a story so bizarre, it could only happen in real life. The case revolves around a son who has taken the unprecedented step of suing his parents for bringing him into existence. While this may sound like an absurd plot straight out of a dark comedy, it raises profound questions about responsibility, existence, and the very nature of life itself. As we delve into this case, we must remember that all characters are presumed innocent until proven guilty, but in this courtroom the verdict might surprise you. So sit back, lean in, and remember, in court spiral, reality is stranger than fiction. Let's dive into the case. Our story begins with a young man named David, who after years of grappling with the complexities of life, decided to take a stand against the very people who brought him into the world. David claims that his parents, through their decision to have children, subjected him to a life filled with pain, suffering, and existential dread. His argument is rooted in the belief that if he had never been born, he would not have faced the myriad of challenges that life presents. David's lawsuit, while unconventional, speaks to a deeper philosophical debate that has been discussed for centuries. Should parents be held responsible for the lives they create? Can one truly blame their parents for the struggles they face? These questions are at the heart of David's case, and they challenge the traditional notions of parental responsibility. In the courtroom, David's lawyer passionately argues that bringing a child into the world is an act that carries immense weight. They assert that parents should consider the consequences of their actions, particularly in a world filled with uncertainty and hardship. The lawyer presents evidence of David's struggles, detailing his battles with mental health, societal pressures, and the overall challenges of adult life. They argue that these hardships could have been avoided had he never been born. On the other side of the courtroom, David's parents sit bewildered and heartbroken. They testify about their love for David and the joy he has brought into their lives. They argue that while life has its challenges, it is also filled with moments of beauty, joy, and love. They contend that their decision to have a child was made with the best intentions, driven by a desire to share their lives and create a family. The juxtaposition of these two perspectives raises crucial questions. Is life inherently valuable despite its challenges, or is existence a burden that should be avoided at all costs? David's parents assert that the love and happiness they have experienced as a family far outweigh the struggles. They argue that it is not their fault that life can be difficult and that every person has the agency to create their own path, regardless of their circumstances at birth. As the trial unfolds, the courtroom is filled with tension. Audience members are captivated by the unfolding drama, with some expressing sympathy for David, while others feel a deep sense of concern for his parents. Conversations begin to swirl around the ethics of existence, with some suggesting that David's stance is a reflection of a larger societal problem, where individuals feel overwhelmed by the pressures of modern life. Throughout the trial, expert witnesses are brought in to provide insight into the philosophical implications of David's lawsuit. Ethicists and psychologists weigh in on the debate, discussing concepts such as the antinatalism movement, which posits that it is better never to have been born as life is filled with suffering. These experts present arguments that resonate with David's claims, suggesting that parents should consider the potential pain their children may face in a tumultuous world. Conversely, other experts argue that life is a complex tapestry of experiences, and that while suffering is a part of existence, so too is joy, love, and fulfillment. They emphasize that personal agency plays a significant role in how individuals navigate their lives. The courtroom becomes a battleground of ideas, with each side presenting compelling arguments that challenge the audience's preconceived notions about existence and responsibility. As the trial progresses, David's mental state comes under scrutiny. His lawyer argues that David's experiences are not just personal grievances, but rather a reflection of a broader existential crisis faced by many young people today. They highlight statistics related to mental health among millennials and Gen Z, showcasing the pressures of social media, economic instability, and the weight of societal expectations. David's struggles, they argue, are symptomatic of a generation grappling with what it means to exist in a world that often feels indifferent to individual suffering. Meanwhile, David's parents express their own frustrations. They reveal the sacrifices they made to provide for him, the love they poured into his upbringing, and the hopes they had for his future. They argue that their intentions were pure and that they believed they were giving him the greatest gift of all, life itself. They question whether it is fair to hold them accountable for decisions that, in their view, were made with love and hope. As the courtroom drama unfolds, public opinion begins to sway. Some audience members rally behind David, seeing his lawsuit as a brave act of self-advocacy. Others view it as an attack on the very institution of family and the sanctity of life. Debates ignite on social media, with hashtags trending in support of both sides. The case becomes a national conversation, prompting people to reflect on their own lives and the nature of existence. In the midst of this turmoil, the judge must navigate the emotional and philosophical complexities of the case. With each passing day, the courtroom becomes a microcosm of society's struggles with meaning, purpose, and the responsibilities of parenthood. The judge acknowledges the weight of the arguments presented, but also recognizes the need for a verdict that reflects the complexities of human experience. As the trial nears its conclusion, David takes the stand to share his personal story. He opens up about his feelings of isolation, his struggles with mental health, and the moments of despair that have plagued him. He paints a vivid picture of the internal battles he has fought, and the audience watches rapt as he lays bare his soul. His vulnerability resonates with many, compelling them to empathize with his plight. However, David's testimony also prompts reflection on the choices he has made in response to his struggles. His parents' love, support, and the opportunities they provided are brought to the forefront. The courtroom is filled with a palpable tension as the audience grapples with the question: are David's struggles solely the result of his parents' choices, or do they also stem from his own decisions and reactions to life's challenges? In a dramatic turn, the judge calls for a recess, allowing the courtroom to process the emotional weight of the testimonies. Conversations ripple through the audience, with people discussing their views on life, family, and the idea of existence itself. The case has sparked a movement, igniting discussions about parental responsibility, mental health, and the complexities of bringing new life into the world. When the trial resumes, the judge delivers a measured verdict. While acknowledging David's pain and struggles, the judge emphasizes the importance of personal agency and the complexity of life. The ruling states that while parents have a responsibility to provide love and support, they cannot be held legally liable for the existence of their children or the hardships that life may bring. The courtroom erupts in mixed reactions. Some applaud the decision, seeing it as a reaffirmation of the value of life, while others express disappointment, believing that David's pain has been overlooked. The case ignites a national conversation, leading to broader discussions about mental health support, parental responsibilities, and the societal pressures faced by young people today. As the dust settles, David reflects on the outcome of the trial. While he did not achieve the legal victory he sought, he finds solace in the fact that his story has resonated with many. He hopes that his lawsuit will encourage discussions about mental health and the importance of support systems for individuals navigating the complexities of existence. The case of David and his parents serves as a reminder that life is filled with both challenges and joys. It illustrates the intricate web of relationships, choices, and consequences that shape our experiences. Ultimately, it challenges us to consider the meaning of existence and the responsibilities we hold toward ourselves and one another. In this courtroom, we witness not just a legal battle, but a profound exploration of the human condition. The verdict may have been rendered, but the questions raised will linger long after the gavel has fallen. As we reflect on David's journey, we are reminded that life, with all its complexities, is a gift that carries both beauty and pain. And perhaps in embracing both, we can find a deeper understanding of what it truly means to exist.